So you're all very welcome back to the mat. Make sure you're sitting with something underneath your sit bones there, folded jumper, pillow, a blanket, meditation cushion, whatever you have to hand. Just get the hips a little bit higher than the knees. And make sure that you have a safe space all around your mat, so that if you take a wobble that you're not going to hurt yourself. And hopefully somewhere that you are not going to be disturbed. So not always possible with people's broadband issues. So let's hope this goes smoothly and you've found a little spot for yourself at home. I'm going to give you plenty of modifications, and if you need to back off, if you're generating too much heat, please do back off at any time. I invite you to have something that's like a strap or a belt nearby as well, and a couple of blocks, or big books will do, preferably about the same size if you need them. Okay, we're going to start off in this 4-week program to help really support ourselves during challenging times with a really nice grounding practice. So there's going to be a lot of standing poses and working into the feet, the legs and the hips and low back, so really kind of generating a lot of heat and strength with that. So before we start, let's just ground down into our seat, whichever way you are seated, either in cross-legged or Siddhasana, one shin in front of the other like me. And you can just place your palms face down on your lap, sit up nice and tall, keep a slight tone in your belly to support you as you reach up tall through the crown of your head. Soft gaze or closed eyes, and just begin by breathing in through the nose, nice and easy. Let the belly expand as you inhale. See if you can find some space between the ribs, supporting yourself with your belly, and then exhaling nice and slow from the collarbones around the ribs, and emptying out the belly, drawing the navel in towards the spine. And again, big breath in, nice and slow. Feel yourself expanding on that inhale. Be easy with it. Hold at the top for a moment and gradually exhale, emptying from the top of the lungs. And the last thing to draw inwards is the navel. And then you can feel the pelvic floor begin to lift at the very bottom of that exhale also. And just keeping that internal support as you move through, just nice and gentle engagement. Full, slow breath, and then exhale it out. Just feel your sit bones beneath you and the earth, the ground, 10 floors beneath you, wherever you are beneath that. Rooting down into the earth now. Make this practice about landing the spaceship, about tuning into earth energy when you need it the most. And imagine, sense, or feel what that energy feels like. Tuning into that now. Just one more breath here. Exhale out fully. Good. And we're going to come onto our knees. So if you need that folded blanket under your knees, by all means go ahead. We're going to come into broken toe pose. And I know it's an all-time favourite, but I chose this pose because it really works the kidney 1 point, which is in Chinese medicine is used to ground down into the earth's energy, and it's a really, really great one if you are feeling a little bit off the planet. It's just there on the sole of the feet, and you're just stretching as well as influencing the kidney channel there. You're also stretching and opening up the fascia on the soles of the feet, where we really do connect down with the earth, waking them up. And you can really sense that straight away. So if you need to temper that sensation, go ahead, use your, whatever you're using as blocks to lean forward slightly out of it if that's too much for you. And come to Ujjayi breath. So add that slight constriction to the back of the throat as you breathe in through the nose. And exhaling slowly, again keeping that constriction. Let the shoulders relax, let the face soften. Feel the eyes softening or have them closed if that's good for you. And we'll just take 3 more like this. You've got this. So that sensation is immediately giving you that grounded sensation, that feeling that you are really here on the mat, you've begun your practice. And last one. And slowly exhale fully. Very good. Come on to all fours. Just ease yourself off your poor feet. Take your hands shoulder distance apart. Spread the fingers wide. Take the knees underneath the hips and about hip distance apart. You can keep the toes rolled under if you like. As you inhale, let's take cow pose. Lift the chest forward with the shoulders. Take the sides of the neck back. Feel the navel dropping down towards the floor and keeping a slight tone there, so you're feeling a tug up the midline of the body. And then lift those sit bones up towards the ceiling. Good. And then exhale, just drop the gaze in towards the heart there and round the upper back. Push the floor away, finding cat pose. And again, inhale back to cow. Make the movement smooth, so work with your own rhythm of breath. Remember, I'm just a guide to your breath. The general rule is, as you expand away from the midline, away from the center, you inhale. And as you contract and draw inwards, you exhale. So working with that in your own time. Also, just playing with that breath awareness. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, drawing inwards. Just take 3 more of those, please. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more for luck. And back down. Exhale. Good, bringing it back to all fours. Just take those knees about 2 or 3 inches behind the knees. Roll the toes under if they aren't already there. And on your exhale, lift the knees up off the floor, downward facing dog. Walking it out. Drop the top of the head down towards the floor. And drop the heart down towards the floor also. Gathering the inner arms towards each other. Shoulder blades gathering onto the back. And don't let the upper back sag. Instead, see if you can draw the lower ribs inwards and find that engagement there, that strong downward facing dog, not a slouchy one, okay? And just moving, shifting the weight from side to side. Come down and take a breather anytime onto your knees, okay? All right, and exhale. 2 more breaths just like this. Just enjoying the sensation of the mat underneath your hands, underneath your feet. Just practice pressing those fingertips into the ground as you claw the ground, engaging the muscles in the arms. And when you're ready, take an inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling there. Just 3-legged dog, doesn't matter how high it gets. And see if you can square off the hips a little bit so that top leg comes down a little bit lower. And as you exhale, bring your knee in towards your nose there, and you can shift your weight forward. See if you can pull your belly inwards just to help that supporting yourself there, encouraging the core to wake up. And then inhale, extend that right leg back away again. If this is a bit hard, take your knees to the floor and do the same. Inhale and away. Exhale and draw in, pull the belly in, waking it up, and bring it back, last one. And on this one, exhale, see if you can bring the right foot in between the hands, bring the back knee to the floor, or drop to your knees and step forward. Come on up onto your upper thigh there. And if you feel wobbly, you've got two options. You can use your blocks on either side of the front foot, or you can take a slightly wider stance by toe heeling that right foot out to the side a little bit there, and you feel a little bit more balance. So let the hips sink down towards the floor. Let them be heavy. Make sure that front knee doesn't come beyond the big toe there. If it is, if it's looking a little bit like that, just bring it back, toe heel the front foot forward a little bit and then sink it down again. Good, let the tailbone drop down towards the floor and you can feel your low belly begin to turn on there as you do that. And square off the chest towards the front of the mat too. Big breath in there. Don't be afraid to move a little bit here. Just waking up those hips. They may have been asleep for a while. So just find that juiciness in the pose and enjoy that sensation of opening as you really get into that psoas area, into the hip flexors. Okay, and then you can take a little twist here. Take the left hand to the floor or a block on the inside of the front foot. And then just turn towards, we're going to turn towards the left actually for this one. Kick, so you're going to take that left hand back. Kick your left heel in underneath you. And just walk over towards your left leg. So I'm going to be with my back facing you. You might be able to see it more clearly. And I'm going to come up into gateway pose here. So I've got my right leg extended out now. And the sole of the foot is pressing down into the earth. Okay? Then I'm going to lift the left arm up towards the sky and stretch it over. So stretching over the right leg here. Getting a lovely opening down the left side of the body. Good, take another 3 rounds of breath here. Again, if anyone's knees are at them, please go ahead and pad up underneath. And exhale, just take your hands down towards the floor there. And what you can do is tread the needle arm. So take your right hand to the floor, thread your left hand underneath the right arm and bring the left side of the face down towards the floor. So you're in thread the needle here. Okay, good. And then just lean back a little bit. Feel that opening in the shoulder area. How good does that feel? Nice and easy. If you find it hard to reach down towards the floor, throw a pillow under your head. Bring the floor up towards you. Take another couple here. And again. And exhale out. Then inhale, lift back up and rotate back towards your low lunge again. So just bending that right knee again, sink the hips. Good. And we're working into a twist, left hand to the floor, right hand to the hip, turn to look over the right shoulder. Good. Go ahead and move and shift. Just feel that opening. You may start to feel it, a little bit of heat rising. I love this warm-up. I've been doing this for ages. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so from here, we're going to turn towards the right this time. We're going to take a supported side plank or Shavasana. Toe heel the right foot around towards the right. So it's like a kickstand. And then just let that left hip get nice and heavy. Bring it down towards the floor. Keep that left arm bone moving back so you feel a really nice opening in the outer left hip area. Okay, be careful of your left shoulder here. Keep the arm bone moving back. Keep the chest lifted high. Good. You can feel that in your left wrist, I'm sure at this point, but it's such a juicy opening into the left side body. I couldn't resist adding it in. Okay, so from here, what you can do is press that left hand into the floor and lift those hips a little bit higher, coming into a supported side plank. Come down at any time you need, or you can even come into full pose by toe heeling the right foot on top of the left. Maybe take that left or right arm up towards the sky. Good. Keep lifting the hips. Move the tailbone down towards the heels and toes rolling up towards your nose. Good. Another breath in here. Exhale, turn to look down towards the floor and step that top leg forward again into low lunge. Bring the back knee to the floor. Low lunge feeling a little bit more spacious, a little bit more ease. And then we're going to bring it back and get the hamstring in that right leg. So shift the hips back, straightening that front leg. Go ahead, take those blocks with you if you like them. And then just folding over that front leg, lifting the toes up towards your nose again. And see if you can bring that outer right hip back. So just hook that outer right hip back. So you're squaring off your hips to the front of the mat. Keeping a soft right knee as you do. Good. Gorgeous opening in the back body now too. Calf, hamstring. Okay, and then from here you're just going to shift it back into low lunge again, nice and easy. Oh yeah. So that really feels like really thorough warming for the hips. So when you're ready, we're going to just press back to downward facing dog or step back via all fours. Nice and easy. Okay, good. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Feel free to walk it out. You don't have to keep a stationary dog. Just keep finding that engagement with the fingers, pressing into the ground, nice and strong, drawing up into the back of the heart, and exhaling down into the earth again. Right, so when you're ready, we're going to do all of that on the second side. So inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, bring the knee to nose, pull the belly in, shift your weight forward as you do so. Look forward at the hands. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it forward. Good. And exhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it forward. I have to remind myself, inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it forward and then step it through to meet your hands. Bring the back knee to the floor, low lunge. Okay, find your blocks if you need them or come on up onto that top leg. Let the hips sink down towards the ground. If you need to feel a little bit anchored, there's no harm in keeping the fingertips on the floor too. But see if you can keep the heart lifted while you're doing that. All right, take 2 more here. And then you're going to shift towards the right this time. Walk your hands around, kick your right heel in underneath you, and straighten out that front leg, that left leg. So you're going to bring it up into gateway pose. Right arm lifts, bring it overhead, stretch it out. Spin the chest up towards the sky. Big breath in, open up that rib cage. Good. Bring your awareness into the back of the body too. Feel that expansion as you inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. And then exhale, release that. We're going to come into thread the needle arms. So take the left hand to the floor, right hand underneath. Reach over underneath the arm, or you can even reach over onto that opposite leg. And then lean back. Feel that opening in the shoulders. Push the left heel into the hand a little bit more. Bringing that weight back into the shoulder. How good does that feel? Some might reserve judgment on that just now. But you can always put your head on a pillow. All right. Inhale, release. Let's turn back towards the front of the mat. Bring her back into a low lunge again. Let the hips sink. Good. Take her into a twist. Take the left hand into the crease of the hips, turn to look over the left shoulder, hips sinking. Oh. 2 more. Last one. And you're going to keep turning towards your left there. Toe heel the left foot over towards the left also. And just let the hips get heavy. Just come to lie on your right hip. Keep the right arm bone moving back so the chest is nice and high. And you can feel the right side of the body opening beautifully. All you have to do is sit and enjoy for a few moments. All right, let's bring it up into a higher supported plank. So keep drawing that right shoulder blade in towards the spine. Find that engagement there. Left hand onto the hip. Maybe bring it up towards the sky. Maybe taking full plank. Push the heels away if that's what you're doing. Draw the tailbone down. Maybe challenge your balance by looking up a little bit. Good. Exhale, turn to look down. Step that top foot forward, low lunge. Good. Loving the lunges. Gorgeous opening. So we're using the lunges to open. And in our next step, we're going to use the lunges to strengthen. Okay, so just enjoying that. Now stepping it, bring your hips back into half runner's lunge. Again, using blocks if you need. Folding over that front leg and bringing the outer left hip back, outer right hip forward, squaring them off. One more. Exhale. And then make your way into downward facing dog, please. Take 3 rounds of breath in your dog. Good. Draw right up into the back of the heart, into the center of the pelvis as you breathe in, engaging legs, engaging arms. And as you exhale, extend out all the way back down into the earth in all directions. Okay. And on your next inhale, can you bring your right leg up, 3-legged dog? Exhale, step the foot forward between your hands. Come up to a high lunge. Okay, take your arms up towards the sky, sink the hips down. Make sure that your front knee is over the ankle there. And you're lifting up through the inner crease of that back leg. Good. Tailbone moves down, low belly engages. Knitting those lower ribs in too. Good. One more here. And as you exhale, we're going to lean forward into arrow pose. And as you lean forward, you're going to hook that outer right hip back a little bit. Keep the chest lifted. Don't collapse at all on top of that leg, but find the engagement in your core to keep you lifted upright from the earth. Draw right up into those strong legs, into the center of the pelvis. Keep them engaged. And on your next inhale, bring it back up to high lunge. Tailbone roots down. Lift up through that back leg. Inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to take it through a vinyasa or into downward facing dog. You choose. Hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Exhale, take chaturanga or drop the knees. Chest. Come on down. Inhale to cobra or up dog, yogi's choice. Exhale, toes, knees, hips, downward facing dog. Not so bad. Okay, let's take another 2 breaths here. So that's the general gist of our vinyasa. We're just going to add onto that a little bit as we go. And again, inhale. Exhale it out. Keep to the right side again. I know, inhale, right leg lifts. We're really going to work one side and just see how it feels. Come on up to high lunge or crescent lunge. Take 2 more breaths here. And again. And then exhale, lean forward, arrow pose. Hook that outer right hip back. Keep the heart lifted. And again. And exhale it out. This time, bring 2 hands onto your upper right thigh. Keep leaning forward, get that left foot nice and light. And then you're going to lift it up off the floor with Warrior 3, Degasana. So lift it off the floor a little bit or a lot. Option is to straighten that front leg. Okay, you can even take the hands back and come forward. Keep the chest lifted here again. Spread the toes on that left foot. Good. Keep that outer right hip moving back. And then gracefully step back to Crescent Lunge. Exhale, step it back. Bring those arms up. On your exhale, Vinyasa, downward facing dog. Or if you need to, take a breather. In child's pose, hips down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, toes, knees, hips, downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath, please. Good, so you can really feel this is a hot one. And again, inhale. Feel yourself grounding down as you exhale. Let's take right side once more, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, Crescent Lunge. Rise up. Good, 2 more. You've got this. Use your Ujjayi breath to help you stay. Exhale, lean forward, arrow pose. Outer right hip back, keep lifting up through that back leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can start to lean forward, same again, into Warrior 3. Or you can even take it into full pose. Find the drishti to help you focus. Juice up that back leg, spread across the toes. 2 more. And again. And on your exhale, bend the front leg, gently step it back, Crescent Lunge. Exhale, take a Vinyasa. Plank, knees, hips, chest. Curl up to cobra or up dog. Toes, knees, hips, downward facing. Take 3 rounds of breath, please. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Just feel yourself catching your breath again. Exhale. And now a special treat for all that hard work, right side, the leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. We're coming into sleeping swan or folded pigeon. Bring the right knee behind the heel of the right hand. And then the left heel tucked in behind the left hand. Find your folded blanket or a cushion if you need one. And just toe heel that left leg back behind you. Quick glance to see the left heel is behind your hip. Good. Sit up for a moment. And then just push that right heel away from you. Keep your knee happy by keeping the peroneus muscle engaged. And then when you're ready, exhale, come down into that fold. Feel the outer right hip opening. Gorgeous, just enjoy it. Get the breath. Every breath, just allowing yourself to relax. That's a lot of the hard work done on the right side. And joyfully, we have 2 sides to work on, so you can look forward to the second side. Take 2 more breaths here. And again. Exhale. Okay. So when you are ready, gently bring yourself back up to downward facing dog, please. Oh, that was a nice intermission. So pressing back, walk your legs out a little bit, get the circulation back in, and we're going to take it to the left side. So inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, crescent lunge, second side. Bring it up. Arms up. So strong legs, lifting up through that back leg, rooting down through that front heel. Feel the outer left hip draw back and the outer right hip drawing forward. So you've got strong, active legs drawing in towards each other. Good. One more here. And then exhale, lean forward into your arrow pose. Keep your chest lifted. Good. So again, you're working kidney, 1 point in the back foot, pressing the ball of the foot down into the ground, pressing across all toes. Good, one more here. Exhale it out. Inhale, bring it up, crescent lunge. Exhale, vinyasa, downward facing dog. Maybe a child's pose if you're that way inclined. Knees, hips, chest. Cobra, up dog, your choice. Toes, knees, hips, downward facing. 3 breaths here, please. Good, I hope you're finding it's nice to know what to expect on the second side so you can pace yourself a little bit better. Exhale. Left leg lifts again. Exhale to crescent lunge. Rise up. 3 breaths here. Sink down a little lower this time. Challenge yourself. And again. Exhale, arrow. Pin that outer left hip back a little. And again. Exhale, stack the hands on the left thigh. Lean forward a little bit more. Feel that kind of gentle propelling yourself forward. Now keep the front knee bent. Initially lifting the back leg up. Spread across the toes of the back foot. Then maybe straightening that leg a little bit more. Keep the heart lifted. Think cow pose. Okay. Good, square off those hips towards the floor. And then exhale, step it back. Crescent lunge. Good, steadiness and ease, remember. Take it through your vinyasa of choice. Exhale. Inhale to up dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths when you land. Finding downward dog a dream. Take 2 more here. And exhale. Okay, last time on the left side. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, step it through, crescent lunge. See if you can find lightness there and ease. 2 more. And again. Exhale, the arrowhead pose. And again. Root down into that front heel. And again. And on your exhale, you're going to move forward. This time, maybe taking a full pose. See what works in your body. Keep pinning that outer left hip back. And again. Last breath, spread across the toes of the back foot. Step it back with grace. Exhale, vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Find plank. And work your way through. Exhale. Downward facing. Stay down for a child's pose if you need to. For your 3 breaths. And again, inhale. You're almost there. We're going to go to swan. Left leg lifts. Exhale. Step the left knee behind the heel of the left hand. Then toe heel your back foot back a little bit. Blanket under the bent leg if you need a little bit of support there. And then find the tailbone moving down and the heart lifts, lengthen the spine. Good. Press that left heel away, and then you can fold forward. If folding all the way down is too far, particularly if you have got something underneath your bent leg, then take a couple pillows underneath you, or you can stack on your arms. So find something just to work that outer left hip. I meant to add, if anyone's got any knee issues here and this pose is not happy for you, not a good place to be, go ahead and take thread the needle on your back. So just a little reminder to everybody, thread the needle at any time, okay? So no pain in those knees. Good. Let's take a few more rounds of breath here. You might notice one side feels a little bit more differently to the other. Two more here. And then exhale, just bring it back in. Make your way into downward facing, please. Ooh, walk out those legs. And then when you're ready, walk those toes forward towards your hands. Knees are bent, and you can use your blocks there if you need to. Bringing your fingertips to the floor, or to your shins or to the blocks. Just drop the top of the head down towards the floor. Folding in. Okay. So from here, taking inhale, and with your feet just slightly apart, a few inches apart, be comfortable. Bend your knees and let your hips sink to chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift the arms up towards the sky as if you're sitting on a stool. Okay, I would say chair, but I can't get down that low. Okay, so tailbone moves down, feel the belly engage. Inhale. And as you exhale, just bring those hands in towards your heart. Okay, pressing in towards the midline, and then get light in the right foot. Keep the left foot rooting down into the earth as you bring the right heel up towards your bum. And then from here, see if you can extend out into Warrior 3 again. And it doesn't have to be, full one. You can just have the right leg hovering slightly behind you. Again, you can have that front leg bent and have that support there if you need to. Or go ahead and take it up a little bit higher. Okay, good. And then from here, you're going to bend the back knee in towards the back of the front knee. So, little taps. 1, 2, keep it drishti. 3, 4, last one, and 5. Good. Bring it back up. Take a standing splits, hands to the blocks, to the floor. Lift up that back leg. Juice it up a little bit more. One breath in, lift. Exhale, step the 2 feet to the floor, inner hip distance apart. Bend the knees. Woo! Bounce it around. And then when you're ready, bring it up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Oh, yes. Good. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, hands to the sky, legs straight. Exhale, hands in towards the heart. And release. Take a breath. Second side. Exhale. Bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose, bring it up. Not too far to go here, you're doing great. Inhale. On your exhale, hands to your heart. Lift the left heel. Squeeze the inner thighs together if it helps. Good. Find your Dekasana, whatever variety you've chosen. And then exhale, knees, hip touch. Release. 2. Good. 3. Find your drishti. 4. And last one. 5. Bring it back up. Good. Spread across the toes of the back foot. Bring it into full pose. Take the hands to the floor, to the blocks. Juice up that back leg a little bit or a lot. And exhale, 2 feet to the floor. Bend the knees, bounce it out, release. Well done. Last bounce. Keep the knees bent. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. On your next inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale your hands to your heart. Well done, everyone. And release. Good. Well done. I told you it would be quite a warm one. So, get your breath. Take your feet wide apart. So you're standing lengthways on the mat. And your feet are going to turn out, okay, at diagonals. Goddess pose. Take an inhale, hands onto your hips. Lift the heart, and as you exhale, bend the knees, okay? Bring the tailbone down, feel the belly engage as you bring yourself down in between the middle of your legs. Good. Push into all 4 corners of the feet. Feel that rooting down into the earth beneath you. And as you breathe in, feel the energy of the earth drawing right up into the legs, all the way up into the midline, into the center of the pelvis. Make yourself strong and use that energy to support yourself. When you're ready, inhale, right heel lifts. Exhale and down. Left and down. 2 together. Woo! Good. And down. Adding on. Right heel lifts. And down, left, and down, together. Inhale, straighten the legs, push into the earth, and bring the heels down. Bend the knees. Come down a little bit lower this time. Right heel lifts, and down, left heel, and down. 2 together, good. Straighten the legs, inhale, lengthen away. Keep the engagement in those legs and bring it back down. Lower again, last round. Right, left. Good, 2 together. Push into the toes, woo. Strong legs, and down. Well done, just lifting back up again. This time parallel the feet. Keep it nice and wide. You may need to readjust when we get down. And I'm going to invite you to have your blocks handy too, just as arm extenders. I'll show you how to use them if we need them. Okay, so from here, you feeling good? So we're heading into Prasarita, and then we're going to do a little bit of side body work, strengthening up the gluteus medius here, okay? So what we're going to do is just take your hands to your hips. You have your blocks on the floor. Tailbone is down and you're lengthening the spine nice and strong. As you exhale, fold forward, keep the chest lifted, think cow. Soften the knees if needs be. Okay, good. Now, keep your hands about shoulder distance apart to start. Hands to the blocks if the floor is a bit far away. Or if it's not, just take your hands to the floor and perhaps walk them back in between your legs a wee bit. Drop the top of the head down. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. So you're really feeling that gorgeous opening up the backs of the legs here again. Pressing down through all 4 corners of the feet. From the earth, draw right up into those strong legs and feel as if there's magnets along the inner seam of your legs and they're drawing them in towards each other strongly. Okay, keep that engagement. Good. Walk the hands back out again if you had walked them back. And then you're going to walk your hands over towards the right leg, bending the right knee as you do. And this is the point where you will find out if your legs are too far apart or not. Use the blocks if you need to. Okay, so I'm walking my hands right over until the left foot starts to get quite light. And if it's really not light at all, like not light enough to lift, then you know you need to Step it in fraction, okay? So from here, you're going to keep that right leg bent, make the left leg light, and you don't have to lift it up too much, just enough. It can lift up just a little bit off the ground. Some people find this harder than others. Good. Keep the foot flexed, press the left heel away, and then exhale gently and controlled back down to the earth. Bring it over to the second side. Okay, so now you know what we're at. Walk it over to the left leg. Bend the left knee over the toe. Make the right foot light and lift. Good. Nice and easy. Back again. It's actually really nice with the blocks. And down. Walk it over to the left side. And lift. And down. Nice and easy. And lift. And down. Over to the left. Lift. And if you're only coming off the floor a couple of inches, or if you're only barely off the floor, that's also fine. Good. Let's take one more round. Lift. And then over to the right. And lift. And over to the left. Good. Can you feel that? And lift. Bring it down. Okay, so from here, you can turn your toes out and heels in, bend the knees a lot and come into a squat. Take a couple blocks underneath your bum if you need to. Good. When you're in your squat, it's always a good sign. It means we're near the end of practice. Tailbone down towards the floor, lift the heart. Exhale. So we're really going to ground the energy down from here on in, slowing the breath. One more. Exhale. And then slowly make your way onto your backside. Now you can always sit on your folded blanket. I like to do that, okay? So, we're just going to take thread the needle legs. We took thread the needle arms earlier, and now we're taking thread the needle legs. So, we're just going to cross the right ankle above the left knee. And everybody's different here, so you're going to slide that bottom leg in, a little bit or a lot, whilst pushing the right thigh away from you. And you can start to feel that in the outer right hip, from the knee perhaps all the way up. So no pain. And if you want a little bit more, walk that bottom foot, that left foot in towards you, and you fold over that right shin. Okay? Good. So just opening up. We've done a lot of outer hip work tonight as well. So we're just helping that open up again. So we did a nice warm up stretching at the beginning, then we used our lunges for strength work, and now we're back again, just unwinding the energy. Take two more here, please. And on your next exhale, you're going to let the legs stay in this position and let them fall over towards the left. So you can just walk the left heel in slightly over the midline and let the two legs fall towards the left. So Lord of the Fishes pose. I'll turn around so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so the sole of that right foot is on the floor, okay? The right knee is pointing up towards the sky. We're going to twist towards the left. So bring the right hand behind you onto the block or the floor. Lift the left arm. And you've got two options here, taking the deeper one to start. It's never a good sign, but I'm sure you're nice and warm. Take the turn over towards the right shoulder. If that's a little bit much, hook the elbow in there on front of the shin. And turn. Okay? Good. Keep the spine nice and tall, reach out through the crown of the head. And instead of reaching with the chin, bring the sides of the neck back. Just wringing out the belly. Releasing any tension in the sides of the body. And then exhale, twisting back around. Let's just change all of that and do thread the needle on the left side. Left ankle across above the right knee. Walk it in as much as you like. And then draw the left thigh away from you as you bring the chest forward over the shin. So keep pushing that left heel away from you as well. Keeping engagement in the muscles of the lower leg, supporting that knee. And then Matsyendrasana on the second side. So let the two legs fall over towards the right sole of the right foot on the floor. Your left hip, your sit bone is going to lift up off the floor. Put your little blanket under there. And then the options to twist towards the left, the deeper one, or indeed the lighter one. Whatever feels right for you. Okay, take 2 more breaths here, please. And then exhale, coming back around. Let's come on to our backs, lying down. Okay, bend the knees. Take the feet hip distance apart. I'm going to set up for bridge pose. Alright, so you're going to just lift the hips up off the floor. Maybe take a clasp of the hands underneath your backside and then draw the shoulder blades towards each other so that you lift onto the tops of the shoulders there. Good, so and immediately you probably notice you're squeezing your buttocks. See if you can release that by taking your tailbone down towards the heels and pushing down with the heels into the earth. So you root down into the earth with the heels. Good. And use that instead of your own energy really to support you. Okay, take 2 more breaths here, please. And then exhale, release those hands, gently come on down. And just walk your feet as wide as the rails of your mat. And you're simply going to take a windscreen wiper pose, nice and easy. Drop the right knee down towards the left inner heel or ankle. And you'll feel that opening down the outer hip there. It can feel really nice after that strong practice for the hips. And then take it over to the second side. Just enjoying that gentle tug. Take your arms up into goalpost position above your head. Maybe taking it a little bit more quickly from side to side. Now, starting to feel that loosen up nicely. Okay. So from here, let's take a little rest, mini Shavasana at the end of this practice. If you want to stay here a little bit longer, get yourself set up so that you're nice and comfortable. So you can always put a pillow behind the backs of your knees here. Maybe a little eye bag on top of your eyes. Take your heels nice and wide apart and your arms out to the sides with the palms facing up. You can have your eyes softly gazing up towards the ceiling or even closed. And just feel your shoulder blades gathering very, very gently onto your back so that your heart is slightly elevated. Let your skin begin to melt. Let your breath be natural. And as your skin melts, see if you can allow the soft tissues beneath to melt a little bit too. And just feel the earth supporting you as you rest. And just soaking in all of the goodness of that grounding practice. And just knowing that you have the support structure to maintain that strength, that resilience that you need as life's challenges rise up on the road ahead of you. And knowing that everything you could ever need, you already have in spades. It's about remembering to look inside and find that inner strength. So see if you can challenge yourself by staying restful within the body instead of drifting off into a sleep. And just enjoy that gentle hum of energy moving in your body as your body relaxes down and allows itself to be supported by the earth more fully. And allow the earth energy rise up, raising your vibration even more. So staying here as long as you need, but if you need to finish at this point, just gently bending those knees one by one, rolling over to your right side, and very gently bring yourself up to a seat. Gather your hands together at your heart space. And with the breath in, fill up. And as you exhale, just release this practice down into the earth. And then raising your gaze, and I'll say Namaste. Thank you for practicing. Well done, good effort, and we'll see you next time on the mat.